for you for the car accident on the impact, or it could be him trying to validate his best friend. I'm going to leave it for just a minute. Okay, does anybody recognize the name Matthew? Because there's a boy stepping in just behind them who's trying to validate that he wants to talk to Matthew. That means it's somebody that's here that somebody's trying to give a message to. And if you're welcome, huh? Okay, perfect. Can you understand it? Okay, because this is what will happen. Because I have 5 people here, okay? I just feel past on impact, so it could be this other friend is going to step in with him too, okay? Then I keep getting to talk to Matthew, but I know Matthew is here. And that was your son's best friend?
Matthew, we're down in Ocean City every year.
Okay, perfect. Just means that he might see that there's something going on with him, just like they were validating the name Chris over here, and then they started to validate that the grandchild is with Thomas, okay? Perfect. So I just know that there's a message there, and it could just be his way of validating that he needs to give a message to this gentleman, because he could just be there, see that there's something going on in his life that he's trying to give some kind of direction or guidance for, and sometimes that'll happen. Your son is the number 1 person you wanted to hear from today? Okay, because he keeps saying to me, I'm her number 1. Okay, good. He's coming. Okay, that's probably why I have the other 5 people standing behind him. Do you understand it? Wonderful. All right, he's starting to come and stand behind your chair, so I'm just going to listen really carefully to him, okay? And the tattoo? You got a tattoo for him? Who has the tattoo?
My
Daughter, because all he keeps saying to me is she has the tattoo. She has the tattoo. So your daughter has a tattoo of him. Perfect. Huh? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now sometimes they'll validate it because of something already on the body. Sometimes it can also be thought process. So it could be him validating several people. But my guy's saying to me he was talking about your daughter. Okay. He was the older brother. Because he keeps saying to me, she was my younger sister, and she's the one that has the tattoo, and she needs to know that I still love her and protect her. Because he's saying to me he was very protective of her. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah, so it belongs to her. So that's the way he's giving me the validation. Right, I'm going to come sit beside you. So he's saying to me, come sit. So I am. He's putting his hands right here. What's with the decisions that you had to make, honey? Do you understand it?
Yeah, I gave up everything and moved down here when he died.
Okay, because he keeps saying to me, sometimes my mom wonders if she made the right decisions, but she needs to know that I see that she's happy, and she couldn't handle being there, and I feel like she has support here. Do you understand it? Do you understand why he's saying that? Okay. Is he saying to me it was too hard for you to be in that home? What's with the home? Do you understand?
No, it was the area.
They'll make me feel the house if it's just the area in general sometimes, because they'll make me want to feel like I want to stand in your home, okay? Sometimes that can be the house because their items are there. Sometimes it can just be because it's too hard to be in the area in general. Sometimes it can mean there's like 2 other reasons. I'm not going to waste my energy on explaining everything because I want to hear him clearly, because they're saying to me I only have a couple of minutes. Because the more I ramble on, the less I hear from them. Yeah, he's making me feel the car accident. Were they the only 2 in the vehicle?
Yeah, there was 3 that died.
Okay. Because he keeps saying only 2 to me, so that can mean there's only 2 in the vehicle.
Instantly, he held on for 6 hours.
Mm-mm. When they say the only 2, it can mean that it's the only 2 in the vehicle, or they're the only 2 trying to step in. Okay? Because all he's saying to me is only 2, and I feel like I want to sit in the car. My guide said yes, it's because it's just the 2 of them that are here.
They were always together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a head trauma. They're making me try to feel who was sitting where. And then I keep getting this, and I'm being told, gone like that. And the one is a major head trauma. Meaning if the survival was there, it would have been a vegetative state, and it was the impact. And this is the one friend. Do you understand it? Okay, so I'm going to leave that for a minute because he's trying to make me feel what happened with him, and then I'm going to start to attach to the son. You just wanted him to validate that he was at peace today. Because he's saying to me, my mom just wanted me to tell her that I was at peace and that I was okay and that I wasn't suffering anymore. Do you understand it? Because sometimes they'll tell me, like, if somebody's holding something, if they brought something specific or whatever, he's saying to me, it's just about knowing that he's at peace today for you. And that was the number one reason that you came. But he said, I'm listening. I had to talk about the decision she made because I needed to tell her that I see that it's good for her, but there's sometimes she second guesses it. But she knows it's right to be here for now. And she needs to know that. And he's saying to me, you felt him around you? Did you worry when you first moved here that he wouldn't follow you here? Oh no, honey, they can follow you anywhere. Anywhere they can follow you. Is he saying to me, one of the things that almost stopped my mom from coming here was that she was worried that I wouldn't be able to find where she was.
Yeah.
Do you understand it? I've never had anyone say that before. He's saying to me, tell her no matter where she is, I'll find her and I'll be there. Meaning that he's always with you, okay? I've had people that have gone to other countries to scatter ashes, and I can see their loved ones standing in that country with them. So, you know, spirit is spirit, and wherever you are, and as long as you had that connection with that loved one that was here, you also have that connection with them in spirit on the other side as well. So it's his way of acknowledging that that's something that was on your mind and you were worried about. Do you understand it? Okay. Were you surprised he said that?
Yeah.
Because he just said to me, she's surprised that I know about that, but she has to know that I know some of the things that she thinks and that she goes through. Because I've had to make sure that I kept a watchful eye on her because I knew how hard it was. Do you understand it? Because that's what he's saying to me, okay? Just his way of acknowledging that you almost didn't make the move because you were worried about if he could find you in spirit. And he's saying to me, Mom, there's no way I would ever not come visit you. Meaning that he's been with you here. And you felt him since you've been here. Because he said to me, she's felt me since she's been here. And it's his way of saying it's giving you some reassurance. There's times you feel like he's around. He's blaring the music really loud.
Oh my God.
Hold on a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, boys. I feel like I'm in the car and it's like crank. And it's like loud in my, I'm like, I don't even understand it. It's too fast for me. And I'm like, wait a minute. And it's this boy stepping in behind him, and I can hear all the music. So that's how I know that's what they did. Do you understand it? All right, I'm going to leave that just for a minute. Do you understand why I keep getting we were careless that night? Meaning they were careless in the action. And sometimes it has to do with they were supposed to be somewhere and they didn't go. Sometimes it has to do with the timing as to what happened. Do you understand it? Perfect. He just makes me feel like they're careless in the action. And sometimes that can have to do with timing. Make sense? Good. I've never had this before. This is very interesting. But he's standing here, and just between the two of you, I can feel a cross going just like this. Just behind your back between the two of you. Do you understand why that is? Why SVP?
You got it. Wanted a tattoo at 17 and I signed it. It's a big cross right here.
That's crazy validation.
I told him not to get it. One side was larger than the other side. His arm grew.
Do you understand it? Okay, because he's standing here and I'm like, what is this? Because I've never seen this. And usually they'll say a tattoo for me and then they'll show it to me. Like earlier when I was over here and I started to, who was I reading first? I don't even remember. With the angel tattoo, with the name. Okay, perfect. He's standing right here and then all of a sudden I saw just this huge cross like this, straight across. And I'm like, honey, what do you want to talk about this? I feel like it's his way of picking on you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand it?
Oh, yeah.
And he never got it.
I know he did.
He did? No, I'm just asking because he's not telling me. Because he keeps.
We made fun of it because one side was bigger than the other because his muscle grew.
I just had to ask because all he kept saying to me was, I have it now. So that could mean he didn't get it and he has it now, or that he had it here and he still has it on the other side. Do you understand? Wonderful. Good. Because I'm like, what is that about? Wonderful. What's with the pair of sneakers? He keeps showing me a pair of sneakers.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna leave it. Do you still have some of his stuff packed in boxes? Mm-hmm. He's saying to me you don't know everything that's in there because there's so much.
Just go to the back of my car, I won't take them in.
Do you understand it? Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it because he keeps saying there's something about sneakers, and I feel like I want to open this box and I can just see all this stuff. Is your car in the parking lot? Because he keeps saying go out and look in the car.
Yep, everything.
Everything's still in the trunk and you haven't taken it out?
Everything's in the car. And
He's saying to me you're afraid to. He says she's afraid to go through it because she feels like a part of her is going to lose me.
Yep. Drives around with them for 2 years now.
You've been driving with him for 2 years? Honey, I can't tell you what to do, but he keeps saying, Mom, it's time. That has to be you. Because I don't control, no one can control the stages of grief and how you choose to heal, because everyone has the right to heal how they want to. And everyone has a right to go through the grief stages the way that they choose to go through them. Okay? And you can take as long as you want. But I feel like he had to just give me the pair of sneakers, and it could just be a symbolism. It doesn't even mean that the sneakers are in the car, but it would be wonderful if there was a pair there. Sometimes, and it very well could be that validation that he's trying to give. But I also feel like he was just showing them to me, so if it's a double validation and she has them, that's wonderful. But secondly, he just needed to show me an item of his for the symbolism to make me feel that that's what's happening. Because he keeps saying to me, it's time, and he keeps making me feel like I need to do this. He said, please rub her arm for me. Tell her it's time. He keeps saying to me, I'll stand right beside you. I'll stand right beside you. Meaning that when you decide you feel you're ready, that he'll be there to give you the support. Okay? Okay. Just listening. He just said, she's such a great mom, I'll never be able to repay her for everything she did for me. She always told me how proud she was. I feel like I didn't even get a chance to even fully even start my life because I was so young. Do you understand? Okay. He just said to me, thank you for talking to me. It means a lot to me. He's talking to me. He's thanking me. He just said, thank you for coming. He's thanking you for coming so you can have this connection with him. Who told you about this?
My daughter came and saw me.
Because she came and saw me in Baltimore from here, or would she live in Baltimore?
She lives in Baltimore.
Okay. Did she have a chance to communicate with him? Okay. All he kept saying to me, and that's why I had to stop and say, who sent you here? Because all he kept saying to me is, tell her thank you because she got my mom here.
That's my Christmas present.
Perfect.
Yep.
Good. So you understand that. Good. Because with him just saying she, that could have even been any of these ladies here. Do you understand? He wasn't saying to me who, but it makes sense because it was your daughter and she's not here. Wonderful. Good. Does that make sense to you? Okay, good. Who else here is attached to him? How do you know him? Are you just a good friend? Good friend. He kept saying good friend, good friend. Because I feel the attachment here, but I still feel like you're attached to him, and it doesn't have to be with the knowing. It could be because of the love and support you give her through all of this. Because he keeps saying to me, tell her thank you for the way that she supports my mom. And that's why I had to ask. Do you understand it? Go ahead. Good. You feel like she's your sister. Yeah, because he's saying to me, they haven't been friends very long, but they are so close, and she feels like she's her sister. And he says, he's saying to me, I love watching the two of them some days, and I like their interaction. He said, we can't even talk about half the stuff they do or talk about. He said, Mom, I'm not going to give your secrets away. We're going to, I think I understand part of why he's saying this, and we're going to leave it alone. Do you understand it?
We understand.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good. All right, I'm being told I have him for just a minute or two. So I'm going to ask him what else he feels is important, okay? He's done a wonderful job, though. He really has. I really feel this other boy that I kept feeling with him from the very beginning. Grieving family. And he keeps saying to me, Mom, you need to let their families know that they're with me and that they're okay. Okay, even though they're not stepping in and they're not giving me any messages, it's your son's way of saying that they're there and that it's important for the other families to know that they're at peace as well and that they're all together. And I'm being told nothing's really changed for them. They're still hanging out and acting the same way they used to. They said they can't cause as much ruckus there as they did here. However, just their way of saying that they're still together and they're connected and they're still together on the other side. He looks so familiar to me and I don't understand why, but I'm just going to leave it. Okay. Oh, you know what? I know who you remind me of, a regular client of mine. I'm going to leave it. Okay, good. All right, he's starting to pull his energy out. I'm going to see if I can get anything else from him. I'm asking him if there's anything else he wants to say. You pray for him. You pray for him? He just makes me feel like you're honoring him, and that's usually prayer. But it could just be his validation that he's with you when you talk to him. Do you understand it? A conversation. Okay, perfect. Good. That's the honoring. Because I just feel like it's constant communication. Usually that's prayer. But that's okay, because it can be that as well. All right, he's starting to pull his energy. I'm going to see if I can get anything else out of him before they have me move somewhere else. So many more things he could say. He honestly still makes me feel like I really want to throw something at him. I'm teasing. He threw me a surprise birthday party on Sunday because I'm going to be 40 tomorrow. And he's got like no sleep this weekend. So it's okay if he's it's okay if he's napping behind the camera. I'll give him a break.